times, throwing that big left, missing wildly. It's just...
Going into this fight that there was going to be added pressure on the title holder for the fact that this was his first defence of his title as well. He certainly does. Apart from those nerves in the first round, he seems to have grown into this fight.
You're right, Tom, he has grown into this fight, and a simple thing is, I simply think he's been given encouragement by Cuello, because as an opponent, if you see your opponent looking over at his corner, you know you've got him in trouble, and I think Zhong has gained some confidence from that. As you said earlier, much more in control. He's a compact fighter, as I said earlier. He really is just a ball of just muscle. They've clearly been working him hard in the gym, and he's came in here in absolute peak condition.
Weighed in 103.8 pounds, did Denver Cuello. 105 pounds for the title holder, Zhong from China. And this, the 7th round.
Just think, again, leading with the head there, Denver Cuello.
Referee's had enough here, he's going to call them in and have a quick chat with both. But again, no point deductions for either of these fighters.
Well, I think Zhong been able to now counter Denver Cuello. There's no frills about his game. He comes in with that big left, either over the top or he's looking for the uppercut to the body.
That pressure's going to build on Denver, isn't it, throughout this fight now? He knows as these rounds go away that he's going to have to come up with a big one.
Indeed, and you do feel the longer this fight goes, the more it just fits in with Zhong's style. As I say, he looks in immaculate condition. And I'm just looking, another great right there, and another great right. Cuello lifting his hands up, again, willing Zhong onto him. Still so light on his feet as well, been so impressed with Denver Cuello's feet movement. Zhong a little flat-footed, you could say, looking at the two of them, but all his muscle comes from those big arms. He is a really big, straw weight for the size of him.
Denver Cuello, massive name in his country. He is the self-styled next Manny Pacquiao, the next champion, if you like, but if he intends to carry through on that promise, these are the sort of fights he needs to win.
Of course, with a title belt up to it. Of course, Manny Pacquiao made titles. You know, 8-division world champion for Manny Pacquiao. He made titles his own. Of course, he's in a bit of bad form just now. We are looking, of course, to Macau in November. He takes on Brandon Rios, a fight that the watching world will be looking at very closely indeed. But certainly tonight is all about Denver Cuello. Nice little left there from Zhong. Just caught him there.
So the strapping on the glove, the right glove there from Zhong just coming undone. Be interesting to see if the referee has a little look at that.
Leaning in for that big right, just missed it. Cuello looks again to the referee. That one's so close to connecting. That could have been lights out for Denver Cuello. Oh.
Cuello there claiming that did no damage whatsoever, goes in for the grapple.
Well, Denver Cuello just looking to us here in the commentary box and looking to the judges. It's almost a little bit as if he's a little bit taken aback by just how big the attendance is tonight and how big he realising the magnitude of this fight tonight. But with that, the bell goes. Another great round for Zhong. I felt again he was the busier of the two fighters. He is the one that's in most control, Tom.
Zhong is relentless at the moment. He's the one coming forward. It was the explosive power, the gritty edge of the man from the Philippines that certainly impressed the judges in the opening rounds of this contest. But from where we're sitting, it certainly seems that the title holder has grown into this fight, just as we saw there from a couple of the punches that have been going on in the last round. But Denver Cuello keen to prove that they're not doing damage.
Indeed, we're just watching the replays there. Again, it's Zhong getting through the Cuello defence. Far too easy for my liking. You just see there that big right. Cuello's hands at his side. He then lifts them up again to say, I'm here, I'm ready. You didn't affect me. But it's certainly Zhong that will be getting noticed by the judges, because it's he that is the busier of the two fighters. It is he that is landing with the punches. And right now, Tom, it's he that will be going home with this title.
So the scores will be coming into us again in just a few seconds' time. Again, work there on that Denver Cuello shoulder. I thought that he was holding it a little uncomfortably earlier in the studio. Is there any opportunity that it could have come out?
Yeah, I'm just looking there. He certainly looks as if he's got some problems with that right arm of his. Of course, the major right arm, it's that big right. Some sweat, I think, in the eyes there of Denver Cuello. Zhong again looking to close him up, close down the ring. Missing with a wild right there. is Zhong, the champion, the first Chinese world champion in boxing. And again, Cuello hurt there, screams out. Another lovely little left hand there from Zhong. Gets through Cuello's defences, and just looking at Cuello there, that left hand of his, it's down, the defence looking a little lazy at this moment in time. Denver Cuello leading with that head, but gets caught again.
I think there's a problem here with the right arm of the contender at the moment. Meanwhile, referee just pulls them up.
Just asking here.
Is it going to be the medic coming in? Certainly looks like it. So, medic been called into the ring. Referee's not happy. Yeah, it's the shoulder again that they're having a look at here.
Shoulder of his.
It's that right shoulder. Can you see any?
No, I'm looking closely here. He clearly
Difference
feels perhaps a dislocation.
So he's certainly not doing a huge amount of work with that right arm at the moment. It is the left that's doing.
Yeah, he's fine. The match goes on. He gives a nod to his cornerman, Denver Cuello. He clearly protecting that right arm. There clearly maybe has an issue with it. And of course the referee, Hector Fu from Panama, he's keeping a close eye on that right. He's closely looking at it because Denver Cuello...
He hasn't used that right, Chris. He's not used that right at all in this round.
He's carrying it, Tom. There's certainly a problem with Denver Cuello's right, and he slipped there. He's trying to loosen it up, but there is an issue certainly with that right shoulder of the challenger. What a terrible... He's waited 3 years for this chance, and right now it's slipping from his grasp. He's just not using it. Some brilliant combination work from Zhong. Cuello's attacks now much more sporadic.
I mean, you've got to take your hat off to the man from the Philippines who's looking to finich this fight on one arm.
Oh, brilliant shot there from Zhong, a lovely left. It caught the challenger Cuello, another slip. And a chance here, but again he moves away. Great footwork again from the man from the Philippines, but Zhong looking to tie him up again. A little glance over to his corner from Cuello. He's clearly uncomfortable out there. He's now...
Things not looking good for the man from the Philippines here, the contender.
And there's a little cut developing as well under his left eye. Cuello's left eye I'm seeing. And Zhong, great condition, not a piece of sweat on him right now. And a great left, that caught him. He felt that one, did Cuello. And defence here. He's not thrown that right hand shot once
not
in this round.
Not a single time. We'll have a look at replay if it goes to the bell on this particular one. But Zhong, he is smelling a victory here.
And a bad cut as well has developed under that left eye of Denver Cuello. A real bad cut. That's going to need some work at the end of this round. But all the odds are against him now. That right arm is clearly causing him some pain. And Zhong, the aggressor in this fight. Cuello holding on for dear life at the moment, Tom.
Indeed he is, and it'll be interesting to see if we get to the bell in this round. We'll let you know. There it is, that bell. So let's just have a close look. You, Chris, keep an eye on Denver Cuello's corner, see what they do on that shoulder, because obviously there is a problem with the right shoulder of the man from the Philippines. And the cheers you hear behind me there, that's the sea of red to our left. The Chinese faithful who are coming. There's just pictures here of them trying to get that shoulder back into place.
No, there's definitely an issue there. There is certainly an issue with that shoulder. His cornermen are trying to work on it. And just looking at some replays here.
Show me a right arm.
He got caught there. I'm not quite sure what caught him there. I think it was the left, and a great left there from Zhong. Just looking at these replays from that round.
So the scores will come in now from the judges. Be interesting to see how things have changed after the 8th round.
Certainly early rounds were probably the way of the challenger, but as this fight has grown, as Zhong's become a little bit more confident, comfortable in his surroundings, Tom, it is he that has looked the more impressive of the two fighters. Denver Cuello clearly got an issue, as we've talked about.
Does he have two arms in this round, or is he still fighting on one?
Again. Oh, that's a bad one. That's a bad one on the head. And it's a bad cut. Denver Cuello is down. Denver Cuello is down. Blood pouring from his face. The two heads collided. Denver Cuello is in a bad, bad way here.
There will be a short stoppage here. We'll wait for the reaction here from the referee. He's gone over.
I think this fight could be over, Tom. Denver Cuello.
We'll have an opportunity to see what happened there.
The medic is here, Tom. Denver Cuello clearly uncomfortable. It seemed to be a headbutt again. The bruising, a massive bruise developing in Zhong's forehead. This would be a terrible way for this fight to end.
Certainly looks like there is a decision here.
1 point, I think they're deducting. 1 point they're deducting. Yes, they are. They're deducting 1 point in that round from Zhong for the headbutt.
Be interesting to see that replay coming through, though.
A lot of blood. Denver Cuello is down here. Denver Cuello is in trouble. A big cut. The medic seems to be suggesting that there is a 3 to 4 inch cut on the top of the head. Well, Denver Cuello, I think, wants the stoppage.
So both corners are shouting their own instructions. But this fight goes on.
No, going in, leaning in with the head, Denver Cuello there. Both men leading in with the head. It's crazy. The blood now. And well, we're just looking close images of Cuello. The blood is flowing from that gash on top of his head. He seems to have composed himself, though.
This the 9th round.
Of course, 12-round fight. We're looking here now, the scorecard here from those first 8. It's level Stevens here. My goodness, the blood now, the bloody face of Denver Cuello. It does not make for a pretty sight, and when you've got someone of the ilk of Zhong stalking you around the ring. And that is exactly what Zhong is doing.
That blood is really coming out of that.
And it's affecting Cuello. Cuello now still brilliant on his feet, so light on his feet, trying to move away from Zhong. But the blood is pouring, and you hear the Filipino fans in the background. They're willing their man on.
So called timeout here from the referee.
Again calling the medic.
There will be another little hiatus in this fight. And it'll be sad to see this come down to...
Not the first time we've seen the medic ringside in this fight.
Denver Cuello is just...
in so much pain. You can see he's in pain there,
He's
Tom.
in pain, but I think he's also livid as well. He doesn't like the tactics that have been employed against him. He thinks that it is a definitive ploy from the title holder. Difficult to say, though, and we haven't really seen any replays as yet to suggest that it's anything but accidental. But no doubt we will hear more about this.
That eye as well. We're just getting a close-up of that eye injury. That right eye swelling as well. And just looking.
So you're watching the Dubai Boxing Showdown for the WBC World Strawweight Championship live from the Dubai World Trade Center. Concerned looks over in that forecorner from the medical team down here at the World Trade Center. But we're back on, and Chris McCarty alongside me.
And Denver Cuello now has to, you think, produce something special. Zhao's well rested from that mini break, and he's back on the attack. Another great left. The blood again pouring from that head wound of Denver Cuello. I think he's worried about it seeping into his eye. And we've got 1 minute left of round 9. History being made this evening in Dubai. The first world title fight to come to the United Arab Emirates. And well, for Denver Cuello right now, the dream, the 3-year wait to be in this ring is ending, perhaps in a bloody mess. He needs to find something. He needs to find, he's swinging wildly with that big left. That right arm has been rendered useless probably for the past 2 or 3 rounds, Tom.
We were told about the 200 million tuning in from China to watch this. Their only professional boxer defend his title. They'll be on their feet at the moment because he is bossing these latter stages of the game. But he got a feel for Denver Cuello. Not only is he having problems seeing through one eye, he's fighting on one arm.
He is indeed, Tom. He came into the ring so confident, of course. The smiles, those smiles have since evaporated. He had those early rounds where he was really taking the fight to the defending champion. But looking now, he's in a lot of trouble. He's still moving so light on his feet. but the blood there is an issue. Zhong has been the busier of the two fighters, and if this one goes to the judges' scorecard, I would suggest that Zhong has been the busier of the two.